Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video I'll be doing sort of a news update video. I sort of flagged it in the latter half of the previews that I should probably be doing a news update with regards to some stuff that I posted the original first like 3 or 4 previews in the latter part of last week, and by then by the turn of the week into the Monday or Tuesday in the last couple of days, we've had updates with new arrivals, sort of players coming in place of internationals, in that of Joe Clark, Wood, Signature and others, and then also some injuries that even happened last night in the form of Maxwell, and just sort of updating my thoughts and theories about them. So anyway, I'll be flicking between a good 3 or 4 sort of tabs on my computer with a lot of bookmarks, etc. with regards to that, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, let's jump into this video. So first of all, the first one that I should probably point out is on here, on my community tab with the comments. You'll see here, this was when I talked about the Melbourne Stars. I think I did it in like the Perth Scorchers or Sydney Sixers one, just about that. I stuffed up there scheduling, so that is all fixed now. If we go over to, you'll see it now. This is slightly changed when this gets released to you guys, but it was this one here that had on the Strikers, but it's the Thunder, so that one's that fixed. Then you'll see here that for Brisbane, Jack Wood has been added to the roster, bat bowl and a 39.5k projected 39.5k with a break even of that should be actually 13, with a break even of 13, not 20, because 20 is the break even for the 58.5s. So there we go. Let me change that as a matter of fact. There you go. And most likely won't play, but added much needed depth to the batting stocks of Brisbane with their 3 Aussie players away on international duty. We know that through Kawaja, Mick Sweeney and Labuschagne, as well as having someone else away, I think. And yeah, bowling, they only had really some bowling stocks, whereas Jack Wood is more of that hard-hitting batter. Could actually just directly almost replace Josh Brown if they were to lose some other, because they've sort of lost all that top-endness. And then you had also here for the Adelaide Strikers, further details of Buckingham's injury coming to light. We thought it was originally a side strain, but it is now a slight, I think, hairline fracture in the ribs, in doubt for round 1. And I still believe he does play, but if he doesn't play, then I have the ability, I think, to get to Doggett, I think. Currently in my side, let me just double check that. Yes, I currently have Doggett and Thornton in my side, which is, yeah, that's the current side. But anyway, that's that. I should probably just delete that quickly. There we go. Not that one. And then we go, I'll also just delete that so I don't click on it. Then, yeah, we talked about sort of the power surge overs, etc. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, etc. And then this was just the Will Sutherland side strain video that occurred, and a link to it. And yeah, so he's in doubt, and now that's probably a point that I want to make here with the predicted 11s with the, where is it, Melbourne Renegades. You'll see here, and I was talking with JG about this last night, etc., about how basically they should be looking for someone that's an all-rounder, because if Sutherland's out, he was talking about Fergus O'Neill being still a little bit iffy, and I was just like, I don't think that's the case, because Lyon's out, Bethel's out, Dixon, you're not going to play a batter, and then you've got Sandhu. And I was talking about trying to find like a state league player, and I was just like, it's probably Lawrence Neil-Smith, or like a Brad Hope, or potentially even a Xavier Crone, or even a Sam Elliott, just to add some depth and some needed depth into the lineup, or in the reserves, I should say, because they don't have all-rounders aplenty like other sides. Like, look at the all-rounders for realistic all-rounders, and you'll see it also happen in terms of just Cartwright's considered a batter, but he can legitimately bowl. Look at the Melbourne Stars. They have Webster, Stoinis, Maxwell, and also Cartwright and Curran that are all all-rounders, legitimate all-rounders. Whereas if you go over to the likes of the Melbourne Renegades, they have Sutherland and Bethel. And Bethel's not available, and Sutherland hasn't really bowled 4 consistently for like 2 years. So they just don't have all-rounders. And we were talking about this, me and JG, about this, and just going, Josh Brown's probably about the 5th or 6th bowler in this lineup alongside Wells. If Sutherland doesn't play and he plays as a bat only, they need 4 overs out of Wells and Brown. Like, Laurie Evans is basically a keeper. Mac Harvey is an outfielder, and also, like, I think he might have... don't think he's a gloveman, but I don't think he bowls. I've never seen him bowl, and I've only seen Brown and Wells bowl, and I don't think Fraser McGurk's going to bowl. So you just look at that lineup going, they're really stuffed because they have a lot of good batter-onlys in Seifert, Evans, Seifert, Brown, and Fraser McGurk are all pretty much batter-onlys. Brown can bowl his leggies a little bit, but they're 10 run and over leggy type areas. And then they have like Harvey and Wells, which this is really where your all-rounders sit in 5, 6, and 7. Like, look at this for even the Hobart Hurricanes have Chowdhury here, as well as Tim David, who can roll his arm over respectively compared to the likes of Harvey, Wells, and Brown. But they were also projected to have Hussain, who didn't get released, who was probably going to bat instead of Mac right there or something like that. Put Chowdhury up to 4. David still at 5 and Hussain at 6 or 7, and then you start, and Jordan's probably a legit all-rounder at this point. I'm surprised he doesn't have all-rounder status, to be honest with you, Chris Jordan. Yeah, he doesn't have all-rounder status. That's a little bit surprising, but like you see there, that's already 2, 3 all-rounders there, but these Melbourne Renegades don't have it. Brisbane Heat, the classic example. Walter, Nessa, and then 4 bowlers, as well as having Renshaw, who's probably a better bowler than Brown anyway. So yeah, they have that. You look at Adelaide. Matt Short helps that out so dramatically, as well as Overton. And then also, I need to actually change this just fractionally. Doggett, Pope. Boys, who do we think is going to miss out of Boyce and Pope to allow for Fabian Allen to come in? That's a big question. And, I have a feeling it's going to be... Nielsen still has to play, so I'm going to go Fabian Allen here. I think he plays instead of the likes of, let's just go Thornton down there, and then go Fabian, we'll go Nielsen, yep, and then we'll go Fabian Allen down there, and then we also need to put in the likes of, not Boyce, but Lloyd Pope down there. So that is my new projected lineup, with the projection that Fabian Allen is going to miss the is going to be available round 1. I want to watch him just because his form's been pretty horrific, and I want to watch this space. I do like the role that he has, but his form's been pretty horrific that I just want to watch it, especially at that price. If he was, say, Hussain's price at 85k, we'd be all over it. But yeah, I just want to watch that just fractionally. But it looks like he's going to be available. They did name their test squad, and I think some of us jumped on it early thinking that was maybe their T20 or ODI squad, but it was in fact just the test squad that they named for the Bangladesh tour, the West Indies. So just a watch on Fabian Allen, but I think he's going to be available, and bat 7, Overton 6, and I think that's how they'll do it. And then when Ollie Pope comes in for Nielsen, then you'll see Overton drop to 7, Fabian Allen drop to 8. Overton as well, we have some news on him that he's, he sort of flip-flopped in and around, but in the last 2 weeks, he's returned to international cricket and bowled somewhere close to maybe 8 or 9 overs, I think, maybe even more across like 4 matches, which is a pretty good start. They didn't bowl him in the 3rd T20 or 4th T20, whatever, and then bowled him the one in the rained-out game. It was more so just low management, and with 4 weeks to go at that point until the start of the BBL, I didn't think there was much to worry about with him there, given that 4 weeks, and he's only been bowling basically in international cricket for 2 weeks since injury, so I think that there's nothing much wrong with him there, and I would be grabbing him up in round 2. He's probably going to be in and around that 200 to 210k region in there. I think he's more likely than not to fall rather than rise, given his 69 break even. So yeah, if you can get him for 200k, it will set it up quite nicely there. Anything else in terms of injuries or anything that I haven't mentioned? We talked about Wood and his batter only, and you can just see here that here are the Aussie players there, and they don't really have a spare batter there in case one of these guys was to go down, etc. So Wood is that spare batter now effectively, and he could play, but I think they'll go with the international of Allsop and Pearson, both 2 wicket keepers, but I think they go with that. But also the fact that Nessa's gone down as well could open up for them to go Wood and an extra batter there, or just go with Vidler or Prestwidge and an extra bowler. But I'd probably be honest with you and say they probably should go with an extra batter there instead of Nessa, and drop Walter to 6, because if you have Wood at 6 and Walter at 7, you really start to get that batting depth sort of build it out there. And that's how Brisbane work and monitor. They really have a lot of all-rounders that can that really stack up that 5, 6, 7 region of really, really quality both batters and bowlers, and that's how they are able to win a lot of games. Hobart Hurricanes, anything new with them? I don't think there is, to be honest with you. So they're pretty stock standard at this point. We talked about Melbourne Renegades. Melbourne Stars had Clark come in at 117.5. If you were to have seen my social media on that, I wasn't too happy with that pricing, as it makes no logical sense, to be honest with you at all. He's priced at the same price as all of the new bronze BBL draft players, whereas you have Hussain at 85k down here. You can see that. You've also got that he didn't get selected in the draft and is only coming in for 2 games as a replacement player, yet is still priced at the same as someone who was selected before him in the draft. And you've also got the third factor that he was playing last year and should have been priced at 82 or 98k, depending on discounts or whatever. So, in all honesty, I think it's a really poor move from what the Herald Sun and the BBL SuperCoach to price him at that market. It makes no logical sense. It shows that they are trying to inflate prices to make cash gen harder, and it shows that they're honestly shooting themselves in the foot, because more people are going to turn off the game quicker if cash gen is harder, and they get less returning people, and it slowly is a cycle that continues on and on and on. Per Scorchers, anything new? Also per Scorchers now with Agar as well. This is something that came out last night as well, or something that I saw last night. He was batting with one arm, and some people reported that he was batting in a sling. If we are to say that he misses, I don't think they'll bring in an extra quick. I don't think they'll go with a quick, and then another. I don't think they'll go with 5 quicks. I think this could open up for Turner to be more useful, but I also think it opens up for Hardy to become a little bit more useful here in the ball, with the ball. They could also go with Spores, who I believe, I don't know what exactly he bowls, but I believe he is more of a batter than a bowler, like a batting all-rounder. Let me just check for you guys. Spores. Let's see. He is a... Let's just see, what does he bowl? Does it say anything with regard leg break? So he's a spinner. That would probably make sense. Bat him 6 or 7, bowl him in over or 2. Then you have also Turner and also Hardy, and that's how you get. So you'd have the 4 bowling options here, the 4 quicks. You'd have Turner and also Spores as your 2 sort of spinners, I would say. And then you'd have Hardy, and that's how you make up your 5th and 6th bowler options there. So that's how they'll do it. I have a feeling. So Spores is definitely one that has just come into contention with this Agar injury, but we also don't know the extent of Ashton Agar's injury at the moment. It'll probably come out in the next day or 2. Just wanted to comment on Maxwell's just backtracking. I remembered it when I was talking about Agar's injury. Maxwell just hamstring, and I believe it will be an article up on here at the moment. Technical breakthrough, no one cares about that note per se. Doesn't actually have an article about Maxwell in tracksuit after potential hamstring strain. If that was an article, I'd open it, but it's just, they say it's a light hamstring strain or whatever, which is 1 to 2 weeks, I believe. So he will be fine, I believe, to start the year. But if he wasn't, that would throw up some interesting things, as I would probably flip to Hardy and then change some of my bench players to really boost the cash generation, because my plan is effectively to have my starters in round 1 from the Renegades turn into cash generators, and to have players from my bench go on. And that's how I will start generating cash quickly, but also get maximized points in effect. But if Maxwell is out, that hands me an extra effectively 70k, and 70k can be put on 5 different guys with 12 or 13k each, and that's how you get up to these big guys. I would probably get to a lineup of probably something like Turner, Hayden Kerr / Renshaw, Doggett, Stoinis, Meredith, etc. would be starting to be my sort of batters and bowlers bench in my flex position. That would be what I'd be looking for, rather than these 39.5k guys who are a little bit annoying to handle. So Perth, then we go to Sixers, some debate over probably just Murphy in my predicted video for their side, as well as also the prediction of Davies. A lot of people have Curtis Patterson. I sort of went through that, and Murphy, Chauhan, I just don't know about those two, to be honest with you. And then Sydney Thunder, they have injuries for them. They've got Sanger injured. Anyone else don't think anyone else is injured per se from their line. Oh, Ferguson potentially injured, which Ferguson potentially being injured opens up the door for Hatcher or Agar to come in. Agar, that is the wrong Agar. I'm going to have to do... 1 second here. Let me figure this out. This is on the run. On the run fixing. Let me go to all... Nope, I don't want that. I want all players. Agar, give me Agar. This is the Ashen variant. And then I want Agar again. And this is the Wes variant of the Agars. And then that should fix it all up. I hope that does. Let's just go predicted 11s. Did that fix it? Yes, it looks like it has. There we go. So that fixed that. That was one of the tweaks that I'm using an all player tab compared to a player tabs on each predicted sheet. Threw up some curveballs with some double up names, etc. And this was one that I forgot that I did. And yeah, so Wes Agar 99k could become an interesting prospect at a break even of 33, comparative to to Hatcher, who might get a game. But if Hatcher gets a game over Ferguson and Ferguson's injured, that could definitely throw up some curveballs there if Hatcher gets the game, because at 64k there's probably value there. Also on the Murphy debate and Chauhan debate, there is debate about Menenti playing, but I think Menenti being so late, I wonder if he's sort of just the backup to the backups, rather than being brought in late to actually start for the Sixers, because there's been no injuries in that space. And also Hussein's coming in a couple of weeks, so it would be for 1 or 2 games anyway. And I think that's pretty much it. Let me go through the bookmarks. You can see also here, let's just quickly go through the T20 scores from the series against the likes of Pakistan for Australia's sake. Spencer Johnson dominated, I think, throughout. I think he took something like 8 wickets maybe or so. Maybe 7. Yeah, he scored 133 in the second one and 72 in the third. So that meant, and I think he scored maybe 50 odd in the first. So I think he averaged about 80. He was absolutely on fire. Matt Shaw 87, a lot of fielding work in that. He hasn't been bowling, which is a little bit annoying, but we know for the Stars he will be. Stoinis 106 in the last one, and this is why I sort of contemplated about bringing him in or not, because you see 19 in this one, and he bowled, I think, 3 overs and batted. But then in this one, he scored a 106, and this is where Stoinis can take you away if he just goes bang. All he needs is one big innings. I think in this 106, if we go to the cricket, I think it might have involved a catch, but I'll just need to double check that. Marcus Stoinis didn't involve any catches. Yes, it did involve 1 catch, and he did bowl 1 over for 15. I think he does get a little bit of a cheeky bowl in the BBL SuperCoach, in BBL, I should say. So I think he's one that I wasn't for, but I think at the moment now, just to sort of cover off options sometimes with a high percentage, you just have to cover them off, which should be good there. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. I don't think anyone did outstandingly well. Fraser McGurk as well, you can see 18 and 45. He just looks out of form, as simple as that. And then anything else here, this is a lot of AFL stuff, and then some more AFL stuff, undervalued primos. Yeah, we're sort of getting back to the start. So anyway, I think that is a good sort of endpoint there on that front. with regards to the BBL SuperCoach news. If you did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. And if you are listening along on Spotify, give me a follow so that you're notified when I upload, etc. So I'll see you guys in the next video, which might actually be a back to the AFL with the draft coming up tomorrow. I think I might do a draft preview for the Swans, and then get back to BBL after that on the Thursday. So I'll see you guys in that next video. Bye guys.